principal component analysis is an unsupervised technique, and the objective of PCA, is of dimensionality reduction, and basically we are provided with dataset X, which consists of give me a second. Okay, just give me a second. I am trying to find my pen. Okay, so we are provided with the data X, and the objective is that of dimensionality reduction, that we want to reduce the number of features or the number of dimensions that we have. And the way principal component analysis carries out this dimension reduction is by rotating the axis. And we looked at, in the special case of 2D to 1D transformation, that PCA is going to give us these these axes, which are aligned in such a way that the first principal component is along the direction in which we have the maximum variance, the next along the dimension in which we have the next higher variance, and so on. And the second objective, or the second characteristics of the principal components, is that the covariance among each in the pair of principal components is 0. Okay. And then we looked at in detail the covariance matrices and how do you compute singular value decomposition, and finally we were here at the algorithm, PCA algorithm. So this was also part of your lab, and in order to compute the algorithm goes like this: that first you have to subtract the mean from the x's from the data matrix X. So for example, if this is your data matrix, then the rows are your training examples, columns your features, then the first thing you need to do is to compute the mean, and the mean should be computed along each dimension. So if you have, let's say, n dimensions, then they would be the mean would be an n-dimensional vector, and each column would have its separate mean. Basically, each dimension would have its own mean. The first thing is to subtract the mean, and then compute the covariance matrix. And finally, we are going to use the singular value decomposition to decompose the matrix into the principal components and their variance. Okay. So this singular value decomposition is going to give us the principal components and also the variance along each component. And then we can keep, if we want to reduce the dimension, then we can keep the top, k principal components of that vector, and then we can proceed from there. So let's also look at the labs, because I think that is going to help us in understanding PCA much better. I hope you have already gone through the lab and done most of it. So this would be a revision, kind of revision. So in the lab also, we started by looking at the reduction from 2 dimension to one dimension. So this was the example given to you, that this is the data generated from a Gaussian distribution with mean at 5, 2, and the covariance matrix was like this. So 10 and 4 is the variance along the x and y axis, and then 4 is the covariance between these two axes. If instead of 4 I make it 0 and 0, for example, remember this is a symmetric matrix, so these two off diagonal terms, they would be same. So 0 means that they are not the two axes are not related to start with. If that is the case, then you're going to get a situation like this. And on this data set, there is no need to apply PCA, because the data itself is in such a way that you have the first axis along the maximum variance, the second axis along the second highest variance, and then the relation between the two, the covariance is 0, right? And so you get things like that, and you can easily reduce. If the objective is to keep only one axis, then you can easily see कि कौन सा axis आपने retain करना है, कौन सा ignore करना है. However, and if it is -4, then you would see that the data would behave like this. But the problem given to you was something like that. They are positively correlated. The covariance is positive, so you get something like that. Now, as we discussed in the lecture, if we just want to keep the first one of the two axes, then the loss of error or the loss of variance would be much higher than if we do it intelligently using principal component analysis. And the next cells actually tell us that कि अगर हम पहला एक्सिस रिटेन करते हैं या दूसरा एक्सिस रिटेन करते हैं, उसके नतीजे में what is the loss of variance. For example, if we keep the first one and ignore the second dimension, basically only keep the x-axis of all these data points, then the variance loss is 1.93. And if we keep the second and ignore the first one, then the variance loss is 9.49. And we will see that once we apply principal component analysis, and then using those rotated axes, we keep the axis with the maximum variance, we will see that the loss of variance would be much smaller than these losses. And so PCA basically will help us in choosing the components to keep and the components that we don't want to keep, right? Okay, any question up till now? Okay, so let's move forward. So implement PCA. This cell, you were required to implement PCA, and it is exactly, you have to basically use these equations that you have here on slide 26 and 29 for implementing this part of the lab. You start with subtracting the mean, then you compute the covariance matrix, and finally you compute the principal components and the variances. These two functions, projection and reconstruction, they allow you to compute the projection onto the principal components, and then to come, if you want to come back to the original axis, then it is going to give you that. So what do I mean by the projection and reconstruction? It is also described here in this slide that we discussed last time. So this is your data points, and this green color is this green is the green are the rotated axes that you get from principal component analysis. Then and if you only want to keep the first one, which is along this direction, then this equation is going to give you that projection. And what is that projection? These are the values or the distance from the origin of these points. For example, for this data set, it is going to give you, what is this value, what is this value for this data point, what is this value, and what is this value. ठीक है, क्योंकि हमें एक ही एक्सेस चाहिए, तो you are going to get all these four values. And now once you have projected, so basically this is what you're going to get. Okay, how are these points? They projected on a single line. Of course, remember हमने this is ये origin भी translate होता है in case of PCA. तो यहाँ just to make things easier, the origin is kept at the over here, but in the real, when you apply PCA, the origin is also translated to the mean of your data points. Now, once you have this, contained in this matrix Z, you want to go back to the original axis. Okay, what are the coordinates of these points? If you go back to the original axis, then you use this equation. X reconstruction is going to be equal to this. You take the dot product, then add back the mean. This is going to give you these points here, जो यहाँ drawn है. एंड यू कैन सी क्योंकि हमने एक एक्सेस रिटेन किया था, दूसरा प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट को इग्नोर किया था, so you have lost some information which is precisely this distance that from the principal component, वो आपने lose किया, but other than that you have been able to reconstruct the data points. So these two parts are doing that, the projection and then the reconstruction. ठीक है, ये आपने जब implement कर लिया उसके बाद you simply have to apply PCA, this class that you have implemented here, and then reconstruct using only one of the principal component. And this is what you're going to observe, that if you only keep the one component, then what you see is what you see, that the data points that you get basically reconstruction जो होगी वो इस तरीके से होगी कि you're going to lose this variance okay along the second component. This is your principal component, so the variance along the second component see this direction में, this is you're going to lose that, everything would be projected onto the line. So जब reconstruct करेंगे तो this is the reconstructed data set. ठीक है, okay. The second part of the lab was applying it to MNIST dataset. In MNIST dataset, you have images instead of the point. So first you need to vectorize the image. So image in case of MNIST that is the 8x8 matrix or 8x8 image. इसको पहले आपने data matrix X के में लिखना है, जिसमें each row would be a training example. Each row would be a 64 dimensional vector जो कि यहाँ से आएगा. ठीक है, so M is the total number of example, then 64 is the features. So basically you're going to take this first column, place it over here, take the second, place it, append it over here, take the third column, append it over here, and so on. तो इस तरीके से आपका you are going to vectorize it and create this matrix X. So this part that ये आपने यहाँ compute किया and simply displaying some of those images. The next part was to determine how many features. Once you apply a principal component analysis to this data set, so what are you going to do? You're going to rotate, or the PCA algorithm is going to rotate your 64 dimensional vector 64 dimensional coordinate system in such a way कि आपके जो first axis that aligns with the maximum variance, second with next maximum, and so on. So you have a 64 dimensional now space, or after applying PCA you will also obtain the variances along each of those 64 dimensions. So if you plot them, those variances along each of those 64 dimensions, so this is all your lab. So this is what you're going to observe. Okay, this is what you're going to observe कि आपका जो है the variances along these different 64 dimensions. This is the plot of that. On the y-axis you have the variance, or x-axis में dimension है, the first principal component, the second, third, and so on. So as you can see here कि जो पहले अगर 30 को अगर आप देखें, so they have some significant variance. The rest they are almost zero. Yeah, close to zero. So this figure tells you that if you only keep the first 30 principal components and ignore the rest 34, so you will not lose much of an information. And that you also observe here that if you take the sum of all the variances, so they contain all the variances. So let me also show you here in the कि ये आपके पास, if you this is the total. Sorry, I think I have to run it again. So this is the total variance. So 1202 is the total variance in your MNIST data set. You can also see that or check that by computing the trace of the covariance matrix. So your covariance is np dot covariance of x dot t and print np dot trace of c. So 1202 is also the total variance. तो आपने जब principal component analysis apply किया तो you have not done any reduction up till now. All you have done is rotating your axis in such a way कि आपके variances जो है वो along the इस तरीके से हो गई है कि the first principal component has the highest variance and next highest and so on. But if you compute the total variances, this is what you get. ठीक है. Now the next objective in this lab was कि आपने उतने components retain करने हैं that give you 95% of the total variance. So the formula that we are going to use is this one. Sum, or maybe I think हम इसको यहाँ देख लें. Okay, this is the formula that we are going to use. So on the denominator is the total variance, ठीक है, and on the numerator is the sum of the top k principal components. उनकी variance है उनको sum हमने किया. And in this lab, the objective was कि आपने k कुछ तरीके से choose करना है कि this should be greater than or equal to 95% or 0.95, right? कि आपकी जो total variance है top k components में वो divided by total overall variance, it should be ratio should be 0.95, which means कि 95% variance आपने retain किया है. And in the lab, if you do something like this, कि this part here, कि top 30 divided by total आपके पास 64 dimensions है, उनमें से आप top 30 की variance numerator में लिखें और denominator में सब की अगर लिखें तो this is the ratio that you get 0.95, which basically means that you are getting 95% of variance. And maybe if I do it to 35, you get 97% of variance. If I change it to 20, then you're getting almost 90% of the variance. And the remaining part was that अगर आपने decide कर लिया कि 30 gives you 95% of the variance, then we only need to store that. And we can then reconstruct the images with minimal loss or only 5% loss of the total variance, right? Okay, देखें इससे where is the presentation? Okay, you started off with an image X, which was with the data set X, which was of m times 64, where m is the total number of examples you had. And then you have the projection onto the principal component, जिसमें आपने reduction की है इसको m times only 30, क्योंकि आप only 30 axes compute कर रहे हैं, retain कर रहे हैं. So almost size आपने half कर लिया है, but you have lost only 5% of your variance. And therefore, once you reconstruct, you would see that visually you will not observe any deterioration in the images. And this is what you see here. The first row is the original data set. The second row is reconstruction after, I guess यहाँ मैंने इसको 10 किया हुआ 30 पे. So 30 में almost negligible. You do not see any difference, right? Even at 10, when you only retain probably, if you change it to 10, you only retain 73% of the variance. Even at 10, there is deterioration, but you're still getting the images. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो आप उनको recognize ना कर सकते हो digits को. So principal component analysis is useful in this sense that you can easily decide कि कौन से features आपने retain करने हैं by looking at their variances, and that their core variance is 0, so you can easily ignore the variances or the principal components which have very small variance in that direction. Okay, so getting back to the presentation, this lecture, basically we are finished with the principal component analysis lecture. This is another example that we have in the lecture slides, where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 features for each example. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 examples and 10 features for each example. Now, if someone asks you कि इनको आप compare करें कि which bowler is closer to the other, it is difficult to just say that by looking at this table. So we are going to apply PCA, and we are going to only keep the top two principal components, and then going to plot them. Once we do that, so we have a better representation of this data set, and visually also we can easily see how are they related to each other. And you can do that for other bowlers, other players. You can get that data from different websites. Maybe for example from Crick Info you can get this data for other bowlers or batsmen, and do it as a practice just to get the hang of a principal component analysis. Okay. Lastly, we are going to look at two applications, and we are going to briefly go through them because they are not, I mean, they will not be a part of exam. So this is just for I mean, if you are interested, then you can go into detail. Face recognition using principal component analysis. If you are given face images and the objective is to and that if later on another face is given, you want to see कि ये जो आपके पास data set था वो किससे match कर रहा है, वो जो नया face है. So if you do principal component analysis on this face data set, what the output would be, you will see that कि जो आपके पास variances आती हैं along different dimensions. So from here you can see that if you only keep the top 30 principal components, so that is good enough. The rest almost zero. उसमें there is not enough information कि जो आपको recognize करने में help करे, and it may be in some cases it is noise which may not, maybe it may actually get you the wrong answer. So if you keep the top 30 principal components and do face recognition only using those, so that would be beneficial. And you can also plot those principal components, and here the top 15 have been plotted, and you can see the different principal components. They give different emphasis or different features of your face, and then you can see कि the top principal component है वो किस डायरेक्शन में है, एंड और या वो किस फीचर को एम्फसाइज कर रहा है, एंड सो ऑन. The next example is image compression. In this case, what we do is that we divide the image into different patches. Here 12 by 12, okay, the whole image, and then apply PCA on these patches. So 12 by 12 means that each training example is a 144 dimensional vector. Once we apply principal component analysis, and then we, instead of 144, we only keep the top 60 dimensions. So, and then try to reconstruct on those principal components. So what we will see that if we do the reconstruction, then what we are going to observe that although there is, the resolution has been compromised a little, but even with 60, you can still say that this is a butterfly. Similarly, with keeping only 16 dimensions, the butterfly is visible. Similarly, by keeping 6 dimensions, and this is an example keeping 3 dimensions, and keeping only 1 dimension. The top dimension basically just the first vector instead of the just keeping the first one. You can also see, you can say somewhat कि ये butterfly ही है. What is the advantage? For example, if you are using this technique to do image transfer, this is your original image, this one, this is the dimension of the image, right? और ये आपने ट्रांसफ़र करना है दूसरी जगह पर किसी ऑनलाइन। तो व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू डू के द मेथड वुड बी कि आपने पहला कॉलम जो है ये ट्रांसमिट किया, फिर दूसरा कॉलम ट्रांसमिट किया एंड सो ऑन द रिसीविंग साइड ऑल्सो दिस इज व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू ऑब्जर्व के पहला कॉलम ड्रॉ हुआ, दूसरा ड्रॉ हुआ, तीसरा ड्रॉ हुआ। तो जब तक कि आप यहाँ तक नहीं पहुँचेंगे मे बी यू विल नॉट नो कि ये क्या चीज़ है, बटरफ्लाई है या व्हाट इज़ दिस इमेज ऑल अबाउट। यूजिंग PCA द फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट, जब पहला प्रिंसिपल आपने कंपोनेंट सेंड किया तो दिस इज द फर्स्ट इमेज यू आर गोइंग टू सी। ठीक है, you see the difference कि immediately you will somehow know कि अच्छा ये maybe butterfly है or maybe something similar, and by the by the time you have sent 3 principal components, so this is the image you are going to get. So much better than sending the first 3 columns of the original image, right? उसके बाद आप फिर when once you send 6, this is the image you obtain. 16 आप जब ट्रांसमिट हो गए तो मच बेटर इमेज, 60 हो गए मच बेटर, एंड देन फाइनली यू कैन गेट द ओरिजिनल इमेज। ठीक है, तो दिस इज इन टर्म्स ऑफ कि आप अगर ट्रांसफर कर रहे हैं तो इंटेलिजेंटली इफ यू ट्रांसमिट दोज कंपोनेंट्स व्हिच हैव द हाईएस्ट वेरिएंस, तो ऑन द रिसीविंग साइड ऑल्दो वेट टाइम में भी एक ही रहेगा, लेकिन एटलीस्ट द वेटिंग टाइम वुड बी मच बेटर कि यहाँ आपको तो जब तक कि मे बी यहाँ तक इतने कॉलम ट्रांसमिट ना करें या इतने ना करें, आपको समझ ही नहीं आएगी कि क्या चीज़ ट्रांसमिट हुई है, एंड द होल इमेज फिर भी मिसिंग होगा उसमें। इट इज़ बेटर कि यू ट्रांसमिट इट अकॉर्डिंग टू the principal components with the highest variance. Okay, with this we come to the end of this lecture and as well as the end of the course for the coursework for this semester for the machine learning course. The remaining time we will use for revision. अभी जो है any question from this lecture, principal component analysis. Secondly, I have also uploaded assignment 3, which is related to principal component analysis and the types of questions that you can expect from this topic. Please go through, please do that this assignment and submit on time. जी, so any question? If there